What an exciting day for the groundbreaking of the Essex County Wynona Lipman Family Courts building. Let's hear it.
There'll be offices for the prosecutor, domestic violence, court-appointed advocates for children. The building itself, state-of-the-art glass, skin, precast, and stone and aluminum design treatments. So we're going to try to bring our complex down here. So we have an entire campus with similar architecture that we can identify with. It's going to be really neat. It's going to have that theme of an organic shapes and colors, a kaleidoscope of colors that we're going to take throughout the building.
Now our current county administrator, who's very involved in every aspect of this job, Robert Jackson. Robert.
This is a work of collaboration with the courts, with the sheriff's office, with our team here. It's really resulted in something, as you see here, that's going to be magnificent. The other thing I want to just for a minute that I've been allowed to talk about, I'm not sure if people know this, but Senator Lipman really cut her teeth in New York. And we think about her representing the 29th district for so long. But when she and Matthew can move from New York City, they moved for decades and lived in Montclair. And she represented the freeholder board here, and so when I think about Senator Lipman, I know Newark claims her for her own, but as a Montclair resident, we're really just proud that she served some time in Montclair and was our local Democratic chairman, as a matter of fact. So throughout history, she has been, the steel magnolia has been felt all around Essex County, and we're just happy and I think given her history with domestic violence issues, child support issues, all the things that she did throughout her career, this building with all the functions that are going to be in it really speak to her life, her legacy, and I couldn't be more proud, and I'm sure her family could be more proud to have this building named after her. So congratulations, Joe, and the board, everybody. Thank you.
When Wynona Lipman moved here from the South, she lived in Montclair because her husband was teaching at Montclair State, and she became the Democratic chair in Montclair. And later, she became a freeholder, and then, of course, she ran for the Senate, and she was the first African-American senator. And when she had to use the bathroom, there were no bathrooms for women in those days, and a state trooper would have to stand outside the bathroom while she used it. So times have changed.
This couldn't be more fitting to be aptly named after Senator Lipman. She was a trailblazer, and you're a trailblazer, and we're just happy to be a small part of this.
Senator Lipman, as we recall, she came off the line that she was on in order to run with me, to give me the support that I needed. She was a friend of mine from the very, very beginning, and she was one that I learned a lot from, and she was so committed to the work, so committed to the making things better for the citizens of this area. And I was I was honored really to be able to be a friend of hers and for her to stand out and stand up for me. As a matter of fact, after Senator Lipman came down here, she was living in the Weequahic Towers, and I remember needing to go to pick up some papers from Senator Lipman that I had needed for some legislation I was working on, and Senator Lipman used her apartment for studies and things of that nature, and all kinds of readings, and so she had her own library, you might say, in her apartment. And if I needed something, I would go and see her, and then she would be able to find what it was that I was needed for some of my legislation. And so it was really a great honor.
You don't have to travel very far down the street, and you have Wynona's house, which is a child advocacy center that is a combined activity of DIFAS and the DCP&P and their services with the prosecutor's office. So we work collaboratively to make sure that the interests of families and children are handled in a very cohesive manner. It's been extremely successful. And now we're going to have Wynona's here. That's going to be tremendous.
This is a picture-perfect day. I'm honored to be here. Wynona's house is at 185 Washington Street here in Newark. We seek hope, healing, and justice for the children and families that have been victimized by abuse and/or neglect. We're multidisciplinary. We're the only co-located facility in all of the state. And we partner with the Essex County Prosecutor's Office, the Newark Police Department, Beth Israel Hospital provides pediatric care and psychiatric care, not just for the children, but also for the families, because abuse hurts the entire family, and we came to understand that. We're named for Senator Lipman, and appropriately so, because from her hospital bed, fighting for her life, she used her power and her platform to secure the first $1 million of funding for Wynona's house, and we were launched. She was always fighting for children, she was always fighting for women, always fighting for those amongst us who couldn't fight for ourselves. We celebrated 20 years in 2019, and none of this would have been possible without her support. We have helped thousands of children and families see the light at the end of a very dark and oftentimes depressing tunnel. And that too, Senator Lipman knew. She knew with the right support there would always be hope. She knew with the right support there would always be an opportunity to heal. And she knew with the right support people can achieve justice. We will always be grateful for Senator Lipman, and let her legacy be a lesson to all of us. Use your power, use your platform to support those amongst us who can't fight for themselves. Thank you.
The courthouse is important to be named after Wynona Lipman, Senator Wynona Lipman, the first African American senator in New Jersey State House. It's important that we honor her legacy. If you look back on Senator Lipman, what you will discover is that she was re-elected 9 times. No one's re-elected 9 times unless they're doing things. And when you look back at her history, she's on the right side of every single issue. She was on the governor's AIDS task force. She was on the governor's domestic violence task force. Issues that we are somehow managing to take a step back from nowadays. But she was right there at the forefront, pushing forward. And that's why it's important that this building, the building for families, the building for children, the building for justice, be named in her honor.
There is one word that I'd like to remind all of you about with regards to this celebration. It is the family of this county. Family, that word has multiple meanings. Family means that we collectively come together to benefit us all. And so this family relationship that we've had with the county executive, with the county, with really thousands of people that come together to make buildings like this possible is something that we should celebrate. But the most important family that we start with is Senator Wynona Lipman. That she represents the family of this county, the families that are trying to do better, the families that are struggling, that are facing extraordinary circumstances, and through this collaborative partnership, we are better able to improve upon their lives and hopefully their families' lives. So for me, this family cooperation that we've had with the county is the best in the state. I had the pleasure or the burden of traveling to all 21 counties. No place does it better than Essex County. We should be proud of this great collaboration. We should be proud of this great family that we have. And I want to thank you, sir, for your commitment to advancing the well-being of the families of this county. Thank you so much.
It's a beautiful building, and that's the way it should be, because we're here to service the people, especially those that are less fortunate, all right? My goal is to make sure that every place they walk into to be helped, that it's first class. Listen, today's a great day. It's unbelievable, and I want the people here to see what we're doing here. Because when people come down here, I want them to feel as proud as I am of what's happening here in Essex County.
The family courts. This is what Wynona stood for as far as helping families, especially families that were in trouble. That's what her advocacy was about, was helping people. And that's what we wanted to make sure that we build this and had her name on, because we never ever want her to be forgotten. Because what she's done for us Newark, and for our people, our young people, speaks for itself.
The reason why this is important to the county executive and everyone who has put this together, the history of Newark cannot be erased. Our people will pave the way for many to walk the paved way. And Wynona Lipman paved the way for a lot of folks to be elected to office. And what better tribute that history gets written with things of buildings and institutions that make an example of somebody who paved the way and led the way for all of us. I just want to say thank you.
Senator Wynona Lipman was not just a friend, but a comrade to the 29th Legislative District, to women and the support of women throughout the state of New Jersey, and more importantly in the city of Newark. She was a trailblazer, but she also was an advocate for justice. And so being here today and seeing this building named after her is apropos for the life she lived and for the things that she fought for. And so on behalf of the entire South Ward community, as a councilman of the South Ward, and including the mayor of this great city, Mayor Rajay Baraka, we're proud to be here today to stand with the county exec and the officials of the county as they look to build this facility and edifice for many families to be able to come in and get provided the services that they need.